Dear colleagues, for Nicaragua, climate change is not a phenomenon that will be experienced in the future, but one we are already experiencing for decades. According to historical data from the Nicaraguan Institute of Territorial Studies, Nicaragua's annual temperature increased by 1.4 degrees centigrade in the last 50 years. Similarly, between 1900 and 1910, there was a reduction in the average annual precipitation on the Pacific region between 12 and 24%. There's also been a greater frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. For example, in November 2020, Nicaragua suffered a Category 4 Hurricane ETA, followed 10 days later by a Hurricane 5 hurricane, Iota, hitting the same northern Caribbean region, causing enormous destruction, 21 deaths, and damage for $738 million, which represents 6.2% of the country's GDP. We are keenly interested in the most effective form of adaptation, which is the reforestation of degraded land, because this constitutes mitigation inasmuch as it captures CO2e. It's also adaptation in that we are restoring degraded land and making the ecosystems more resilient, which in the end is the absolute best form of adaptation, to increase the resilience of the ecosystems. This is also very important in reducing future losses and damages, because by fixing the soil, generating water, recreating habitat, we avoid sedimentation and landslides that cause flooding. Landslides in Central America are death. In Hurricane Mitch in 1998, more than 20,000 Central Americans lost their lives or went missing because of landslides. In Nicaragua, 3,000 perished when the Casitas volcano buried the farming villages below. Therefore, we propose massive reforestation of degraded land as the key adaptation activity in coming decades. Thank you very much, Mr. President.